Yep. Don't worry, that's happening with everyone. We'll talk about that after we are done. Don't worry. There's a reason why. There's a reason why.
My saltwater plants is rotten.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. There's a good chance that that might not work. We'll explain that as well. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Lily, what's up?
My in the dark plant grow the fastest, and it almost have leaves already. And the normal plant had grown very slower now because it I don't know, but it was kind of complicated for me. And the third plant, it don't work. It just opened its seed coat a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
No sunlight in here.
It doesn't need sunlight at the moment. It only needs sunlight when it has leaves, Kent. So it will grow. Don't worry.
But it grow a bit. But in the dark, it grow very fast.
Yeah, there is a reason why, and we'll talk about that afterwards when we have all of the data. Don't worry. Yes, Mingcho.
My plant don't grow.
Plant doesn't grow, or plants aren't growing.
Yeah.
Okay. Give it time. Don't worry. I'm sure they'll grow. Yes, Pizza. Good morning.
My plants didn't grow. I planted onions.
Onions. Onions are going to take a while. Like an onion. An onion is a really, 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 really big seed. Right? So an onion will take some time to grow, but when it grows, it will grow big and it will grow strong.
No.
Okay.
Because my mom said that seed will grow hard. That seed will hard to grow.
Yes, and you learned this as well. You learned that some seeds stay dormant. They don't just activate straight away. They wait for the right time in order to grow. What you're seeing, what a lot of you are seeing, is that your plants in the dark are growing a lot faster. Okay, so yesterday I asked you to read 2 pages from the book. So first of all, let's try this. Tell me one way animals depend on plants.
What? Animals can eat plants.
Okay, animals eat plants, right? You can tell me some examples of some animals that eat plants.
The giraffe eat the leaves.
Giraffes eat leaves, really good example, good job. Laura, tell me another one.
Yeah.
Answer is?
Zebra eats
A zebra.
grass.
This is zebra eats grass, very good, thank you.
A monkey eats the banana.
Monkey eats bananas, very good. Monkey, where are you? Monkey, you eat bananas.
I like bananas.
Okay, Lily says you eat bananas. Okay, Monkey, tell me another animal that eats plants.
A giraffe.
Giraffe, okay.
Horse.
Horse, yes, horse eats grass. Oh, stuff. Bill, last one. Tell me an animal that eats a plant.
A sheep.
Sheep. So, okay. So there's loads and loads of examples of how animals depend on plants. They depend on them for food. Okay, Elsa, please tell me another way that animals depend on plants.
They eat plants.
Yes, okay. Another way. They eat plants. What else do they do?
They use plants for shelter.
Use plants for shelter. Good stuff. Minnie, please tell me an animal that uses a plant for shelter.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. What does a squirrel use a plant, or how does a squirrel use plants for shelter?
And live in the hollow of the tree, and it put leaves in it. In the tree.
Good stuff. P, tell me another one, please.
I think I don't know.
Don't know. Okay. Emily.
A bird uses the twigs to make its nest.
Yeah, cool. A bird uses twigs to make its nest. A razor. Tell me another one. Razor. Tell me a way an
Beaver.
animal. Sorry.
Beaver use
Beavers.
sticks to make their house.
Yeah, beavers use sticks to make their dams. Who else have I not asked? No, tell me another way that animals depend on plants for shelter. Oh, Tino is quiet today. Tino, are you okay? Okay, Jasmine. What animals depend on plants for shelter?
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Yeah, squirrel lives in trees. Good stuff. Hen, tell me one more. Any animal, doesn't really make a difference. Most of them use plants in some way. Say the name of an animal. Say the name of any animal. One.
Parrots?
Parrots, yep, parrots live in trees. Good stuff. Easy, easy. Okay, so there are two ways which animals depend on plants. Now, there's one way none of you have mentioned yet. There's one more thing that animals depend on plants for. You can tell me what it is. Anyone have a guess? Bill, what do you think?
I think food.
Food. Yeah, we got food. Food and shelter. There's one more. Emily.
Protection.
Protection. Good stuff. Yes. Animals will use plants for protection. I couldn't find the video. There's a really funny video of monkeys and birds living in the same tree. And the birds make a specific sound when a snake comes along, and then the monkeys copy it. They all live in this tree, and they all stay in this tree to get away from the snake. And they all use the tree for protection. What's another animal that uses plants for protection?
Chameleon.
Chameleon. Yeah, chameleon, most definitely. Chameleon uses camouflage to hide in trees. It also uses it to hunt as well. Kent, tell me another animal that uses plants for protection.
The animal that use plant to protect them.
Yes.
The lizard.
Lizard, okay. Explain. Camouflage.
Camouflage.
Yeah, well done. Camouflage. Okay, so they are all examples of how animals depend on plants. Okay, see that animals depend on plants for lots of reasons. Okay, shelter, food, camouflage, protection, all of these reasons. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about producers, consumers, predators, prey, and talk about food chains as well, so that we can understand the impact of them. So we saw this yesterday. Producers are organisms that create food from inorganic matter, for example, sunlight. So there again, we have an example of an ecosystem working with a biotic factor, plant using an abiotic factor, sunlight, to make food. With made food, you have composers. Composers are bacteria, worms, organisms, things that are alive, getting nutrients back into the soil. Remember, nutrient again is an abiotic factor, something that's non-living. Decomposers put non-living nutrients back into the soil which the producers then use as well. So if you said the producers need nutrients and sunlight, decomposers give sunlight to producers. There again is an example of an ecosystem working. On top of that, then you have consumers, plants and animals that are eating some other form of plant and animal in order to survive. So if you were to think about the producer makes food, it creates the plant. We already discussed that lots and lots of animals eat plants in order to survive. And of all of those examples that you gave, cow, sheep, I don't know anyone that eats monkey, but people do eat monkey. They're all examples of how we have consumers, right? So you'll have a producer to make the food, a decomposer to help the producer make the food, and a consumer which is then going to eat the producer. What you get is a food chain, okay? When you have this food chain, you have this cycle, like a circle going around, okay? Well, let's always start with the producer. The producer will use sunlight in order to create food. You have the primary, first consumer, okay, which is going to eat the producer. So, you have the secondary, second consumer, the second thing that eats something. You have a snake eating a mouse. Excellent. And you have the third consumer, the bird that eats the snake. When all of these die, whether it's the producer, the first consumer, the second consumer, or the third consumer, then you get the decomposers. You come in and go, yummy, dead animal. You eat the dead animal goes into the soil, goes back to the producer, and you start all over again. So when we think about ecosystems, and we think about how they continue to survive and how much we rely on one part of the ecosystem, this is in essence how it works, okay? You have living things interacting with living things. Fair enough, they're eating the other living things. So they're putting nutrients back into the soil. It's all part of an ecosystem and how an ecosystem survives. You start changing the ecosystem by taking out one of these primary consumers. Well, then what's the secondary consumer going to eat? Secondary consumer disappears because it's got nothing to eat. Tertiary consumer disappears because it's got nothing to eat. Decomposers have nothing to decompose. You just get a lot of producers. So it's all a cycle. Okay? And remember, we said that an ecosystem is a biological community, so a community of living things, all living and working together, interacting with the non-living things in an environment. So here's an example of how the living things in an environment work. Now, obviously, you have I'm sure you know these two words already, but I want to go through them quickly again just to make sure you fully understand. Okay, so you have a predator. Predator are animals and sometimes plants. We'll stick to animals. Hunt other types of animals for food. Who can give me an example of some predators? Laura. Lily, tell me an example of a predator. Rosie, please tell me another example of a predator. Okay. Jon Snow, tell me an example of a predator.
Tiger.
A tiger, yes, a tiger.
A lion.
A lion, good job.
And alligator.
An anteater.
An anteater, yes, an anteater is a predator.
Me.
Yep, 100%. You are a predator.
A fox.
A fox, yes, or a penguin, yes, good job. So again, these are all examples of predators. They all hunt their animals for their food, okay? So what I want you to understand again is that predators exist in ecosystems because they help keep balance, okay? Now, something else I'm going to interest you to your mind as well is prey. Armadillos are great. I don't know if this is real. It looks too good to be real, but that is what an armadillo actually looks like. You can tell me some other examples of prey. What's an example of prey, Lily?
A zebra.
Zebra, good job.
A rabbit.
Yeah, very good. B.
A chicken.
Chicken.
We eat a chicken. The chicken is
But
our.
we farm chickens, right? We don't hunt them.
I do hunt them.
You hunt chickens.
Yes.
Someone else tell me another example of some prey. I'm pretty sure.
A deer.
Deer, yeah. Go. So when you think about food chain, right? We don't necessarily call a mouse a predator because it eats this, right? We would call a snake a predator. We would call the eagle or the hawk a predator as well. And as you work down, this is where you get the prey. So as the consumers go up, the primary consumer to the secondary to the tertiary, the prey goes down as well. Yes.
What is Terry what is the third consumer? What is the meaning of the first word?
Is third. Tertiary. Tertiary.
What?
So you have primary is 1, secondary is 2, tertiary is 3. Have a look at these animals, please, okay? What I'm going to do is we're going to go back to how they depend on plants. And what we're going to do is figure out how they all interconnect in some way. So look at the first picture. It's a squirrel. How does the squirrel depend on plants? What does it need? Jasmine, I don't think I've heard you today. Jasmine, what do squirrels need plants for?
Need plants for shelter.
For shelter. Perfect. So what else do they need plants for?
They eat food from the plant.
Yeah, they eat food from the plant.
Protection.
Yeah, protection. Okay. So again, we have a squirrel depending on another living thing for one, shelter, for food, and for protection as well. Okay, let's go next animal. We have a monkey, a little monkey. Where is monkey? I'll make monkey answer questions about monkeys. Monkey, what do you use plants for?
Food.
Food, definitely food. Okay, monkey, what else do you use plants for?
Shelter.
Okay, anything else that you use a plant for, monkey?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah, okay, good stuff.
100%.
There's a lot involved in that because when you think about what is air and oxygen, you also need to think about carbon dioxide filters. You know, if you want to look up something interesting, have a look up mangrove trees. You know what, we've probably touched on it a little bit. You know, a mangrove tree is like a filter. It's like a mask, the way you wear masks on your bike. Mangrove trees around the world are really, really, really good at taking carbon dioxide out of the air. The world's carbon dioxide level is about 1 to 2%. If it goes any higher, we'll die. But mangrove trees are a huge part of this, and the amount of mangrove trees that are disappearing due to water levels rising is starting to increase the carbon dioxide levels. So, you know, it's a conversation for another day. So there's a lot involved in this. But especially about the oxygen. Plants are huge for oxygen as well. Okay. Is that a caterpillar? Yes, it is. Please stop drawing on my screen. Thank you very much. So yeah, it is a caterpillar. It's actually a caterpillar that looks like a snake. That has this really strange camouflage that makes it look like snakes, so birds don't eat it. But what do caterpillars use or depend on plants for?
Eating.
I don't know what you're doing to your screen, but it looks terrifying. So what else do caterpillars use plants for?
To protect themselves.
Exactly, okay. So here we go, last one, bear. Now, probably look at a bear and go, what's a bear got to do with plants? You can tell me, what's the connection? What do bears depend on plants for?
For food. For shelter.
Shelter, yeah, definitely.
Oxygen.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else? No, what do you think again?
Energy.
Energy, yeah. So the answer is, you're all right, okay? Bears will eat berries, they'll eat fruit. It's also part of their diet. They obviously need plants for oxygen, need plants to provide the other animals that they eat so that they can get energy from them as well. So again, the point of me putting a bear into that picture is so that you can see that it's all connected, right? That food web and that food chain. like this show that everything is connected in some shape or form, right? Bears, animals, humans need plants in some shape or form. Whether it's for shelter, whether it's for food, even humans. In olden age history, humans would take leaves from plants and they would use that for their houses in order to make shelter. Yes, Pizza, you have a question.
Yes, what's the thing on the caterpillar's mouth?
It's got these really strange markings on it. When it gets scared, it changes its shape. It looks like a snake is. I want you to create a food chain like we did, like this here, okay? Like this one. I want you to make and draw a food chain. It can be simple, easy. Do not copy directly from the internet. Don't just go draw the producer, draw the consumers, draw the decomposer. Do some research into what decomposers actually decompose these animals. If you're going to draw a food chain, pick somewhere you're going to draw it from: a field, a jungle, under the sea. It doesn't matter.